Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Down South Salvation Podcast. So, for this week's guest, we have Cameron from Tooth and Nail News over on Instagram. And we're going to hear a little bit about his spiritual journey and how he ended up starting his Instagram page and ended up doing what he's doing now. But before we do that, I'd like to open us with a prayer for church musicians and artists. O God, whom saints and angels delight to worship in heaven, be ever present with your servants who seek through art and music to perfect the praises offered by your people on earth, and grant to them even now glimpses of your beauty, and make them worthy at length to behold it unveiled forevermore through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Man.
All right, Cameron. I always say the best place to start is the beginning. So why don't you kind of walk us through, your spiritual journey and how you ended up starting Tooth and Nail News?
Yeah. Well, I have to go before I was born. So a lot of my parents set a lot of stuff in place. So in the 90s, they had a youth, I don't want to call it a youth group, but kind of like a youth outreach out of their home. And being in the 90s, and my dad was into skateboarding and he was a musician, Tooth and Nail just kind of comes along with that. And so even before I was born, that was a big thing. And then growing up, grew up in a Christian family, Christian home. So Tooth and Nail was still present in my life through all of that. I guess I pretty much had a typical Christian upbringing where, I stayed in it my whole life. My parents have been really great with all that, and I'm very blessed to have them. Obviously, as I've gotten older and in my 20s now, I feel like I've gotten deeper in my own personal faith and all those things surrounding that. And then, like I said, just Tooth and Nail's been a big part of my life, and music is a big part of my life. And I guess I should probably bring up I'm a musician as well, so something my dad passed down to me, and so hardcore and punk and all this music is important to me. And but a little over a year ago now, I was like, I want to do something I can support all these bands that I love so much. And so thus Tooth and Nail News was born. And I think that's my brief story.
Fantastic. So why don't you tell us a bit about Tooth and Nail News? Like, what exactly do you do with it? What is the mission of it?
Yeah. From the get-go, my whole goal was like, okay, I want to create a place that I can support all these bands, even ones that aren't on the label or side projects and all this stuff, because I think Tooth and Nail's been home to so many awesome artists. Just like you were showing me those, 4 CDs you showed me before, those are awesome. And that's just a fraction of what they've done. And so much is represented just in those 4 CDs, let alone everything else that's done. And so my goal has been with the page is just like, okay, find a way to support and create a community. And it's continued to grow way beyond what I ever thought it would. I've said before, I figured, I'd do this page, I'd get a few followers and it would fizzle out. But here I am a year later, still doing it. And 3.4 thousand followers on Instagram now, which is just crazy to me, but it's a huge blessing. And God definitely brought it into my life at a good time for me and everything as well. So
I got you. So who would you say out of all the bands the Tooth and Nail has had and it currently has, who would you say your top 5 are?
Oh man, I was hoping you just asked my favorite. Now I gotta think into my top 5. Okay. As Cities Burn is always number 1 for me. Love them. Finally got to see them last year. Luxury would be number 2. And then after that, it gets tough. John Van Dusen is probably up there for me. I don't know if you're familiar with him, current artist. He's so good. Does great worship stuff, and then great just kind of, I don't want to call it secular, but not.
I've heard of him. I haven't. I don't think I've listened to him, but I've heard of him.
I highly recommend checking out his stuff. Fantastic songwriter. Man, there's too many bands I could fit into those top ones. Amberlin's always great. Amberlin's always in a constant rotation. Showbread is always in constant rotation. Um, yeah, I guess I'll go with those. I think I would call that my top 5.
I got you. I guess I should give you my top 5 because it.
Yeah,
since
it's only fair.
You're right. Okay. So for sure, Amberlin probably number 1. No question of it. It just is what it is. Because I definitely grew up more in the emo scene. Even though my dad was definitely grew up in like his taste in music influenced all of my taste in music. He grew up a lot with like Metallica, AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath. You know the metalhead classics, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely became more of an emo kid, more post-hardcore, stuff like that. So I ended up finding Amberlin very early on before I even knew what Tooth and Nail even was, before I even cared about record labels, right? Like I was just like, give me the good music. I don't care what record label it is. So Amberlin, Ivory Line's one I've gotten really big into. Didn't even know about them for years, and then someone sent me a link to one of their videos, like the music videos. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. And then that kind of actually spiraled me down the Tooth and Nail rabbit hole. I was like, okay, well, let's go for it. Who else have they had? Because I don't know that I've listened to a lot of their newer artists. I've definitely been more on the alumni side of things. Oh, MXPX, always fire, always in rotation.
Yep. Can't
even though they were, even though they were big before I was really into music, and they kind of fizzled out, quote unquote, before I even really got into music. But it's fine.
Yeah,
still in rotation. Under Oath, obviously, maybe not some of their newer stuff, but definitely their early stuff. Love it. And Hawk Nelson, I love Hawk Nelson. I like pop punk. What can I say?
I don't blame you, man. So I love me some good pop punk.
Oh yes. But yeah, wow. So you said you're a musician too. That part I didn't know. So, I mean, do y'all have like a record out or anything? Like you have like a band? Like what's?
So, I guess it's complicated would be the answer. So in 2020, I guess since I was in high school, I've been in a band, and then around 2023, 2024, we really started wanting to put out music. We're called a retrouvaille, which is a French word for the feeling of like joy with meeting with somebody that you haven't met with in a long time. And so we liken that to the feeling of being with God and, being separated for a while. We put out a couple songs in 24 and then one in 25 to kind of kick off after a couple of our members left. And then since then, it's just been kind of slow. Just me on drums and singing, and then our vocalist that just screams. We're metalcore. It's just been slow. We don't want to burn ourselves out. And like I said, I told you before, I just had a kid, and life has been different for everybody. And so I don't think it's ending anytime soon. It's just a slow. I don't think we're trying to pursue it as seriously as we were before. But I've been playing music since I was probably in like 5th grade, because I did band in school, and then wanted to pick up drums because my dad played drums. And because I started playing drums, I wanted to start a band. And then my band I'm in now was the one that we kind of started. We had a different name then. We did not put out any music because we were just high school kids jamming out and having fun. But yeah, I guess I think that covers everything. I'm playing with another band in the area now, just filling in drums for them when possible. But then I also lead worship at our church, play acoustic guitar and sing on Sundays. So
I got you. So excuse me. Dang it, I had a thought and I lost it. What was I going to ask you? Okay. So, I remember. Now I remember. So what would you say is your favorite genre of music? I mean, obviously Tooth and Nail, they kind of maybe started with like one or two genres in mind, and they've kind of gone all over the place.
I've been everywhere. I mean, especially when I started my band, it was rock. I like Thousand Foot Crutch and Skillet. All the essential rock, Christian rock artists were my favorite.
All
POD.
the essential
Um,
youth group rock.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But then I really got heavy into metalcore. Like if it wasn't metalcore, I did not want to listen to it, and that was about almost all through high school.
Hmm.
Then I started getting into As Days Burn my senior year of high school, and I was like, oh, like this isn't bad, and it's not just screaming all the time and breakdowns and heavy stuff. Like I like this, and so it kind of opened my eyes to more emo. I got into Emery around then. Um, I've kind of now I don't know if I have a favorite. I listen to so much, especially doing Tooth and Nail News. I listen to
Hmm.
so much of it now.
Right.
Probably emo and post hardcore and that kind of stuff is probably my favorite.
I got you. So now, obviously, Tooth and Nail, obviously that's its own record label. It also has Solid State Records. I'm assuming you listen
Yep.
to a lot of their stuff too. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, that was like I said back in high school. It was metalcore or die, and Solid State was all over my listening. August Burns Red was one of my favorite bands. Devil Prada, who is signed with them now, was one of my favorites. Not as much now, but was huge into them then. Any of those Solid State artists, I was probably listening to. There's a very, very good chance.
I got you. So now that I know that you're also a musician, in addition to just having this Instagram page, I'm now a little bit more curious. What what is your opinion on the state of the Christian music industry in 2026?
You know,
Not even just the fact that AI's been
yeah,
a pain to say the least,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. I think there's some really, really cool artists right now that are doing stuff that's a lot more genuine to their faith, even in more popular artists. I live in Ohio and we have a Christian music festival here called a Live Festival.
hmm,
And last year, my wife and I got to go and we saw some younger artists, and it was just like, it was refreshing because there was a lot of these young artists that were just, they're on fire for God. And it wasn't like it felt genuine. You could tell all these people, I mean, they're probably my age. Like I said, I'm in my 20s. They're probably my age, and they want to write music that glorifies God and it's like, I think genuine is just the best word to describe it. But I think there's still, like you said, AI is a bit of a pain right now. And you still have artists that just write music to write music. But I think I've seen a lot being in my band and seeing a lot of the Christian metal that was coming out. There's stuff there, and like I said, going to the festival last year and hearing these, I think there's a lot of cool stuff coming out that I think will slowly kind of outweigh maybe some of the more generic, boring CCM stuff that you hear sometimes.
I hope so. Not that there's anything wrong. Not for
Yeah,
anybody that
yeah, yeah,
listens to just CCM, I just want to clarify. It's okay.
yeah.
It's
Oh yeah,
okay to listen to
I
CCM.
listen to it myself too at times. I mess with some Crowder and some of that stuff. So
Now look. I will say, I will admit, guilty pleasure tracks. I will spin some classic Newsboys given the opportunity.
yep,
Okay,
yep.
I
Oh yeah,
like
I
no
love
hate
audio
here.
adrenaline. So yeah, I get it.
My big thing is when all the music from the last like 15 years sounds identical, it gets kind of boring after a while. I'm just
Yeah,
saying. I'm just saying.
yeah. Well, that's kind of what drove me towards. And maybe I guess I could have brought this up earlier, but kind of drove me into metal and stuff more. Um, like I said, I grew up with it, so it's always been a part of my life. But really claim it as my own, not just like my dad's taste of music that I was listening to. Like Toby Mac is great. I love Toby Mac, but it's a good example. It's just that, oh, God is good all the time. My life is peachy all the time. Like there's a place for that music. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I love Toby Mac, but man, sometimes you just need to hear some honesty. And I found a lot of that in like Oh Sleeper was another one of my favorites, and August Burns Red, and a lot of those metal bands. It was just like these people are talking about their faith in a more open and honest way. And I can appreciate that a lot.
Right. Oh, Did you hear the song? What is it? Okay, hold on. I gotta find it. I can't remember which band put it out because I listened to too many. I follow way too many bands. I can't keep anybody straight anymore. It's
Yeah.
there we go. And of course, naturally, I open up YouTube to look for something, and it just automatically just decides, no, you need to watch this video right now. Where is it? Oh, I can't find it. But one of the big Christian, I guess you'd call them metalcore bands, brought on a guest singer that used to be in another Christian metalcore band, and then he kind of like semi-retired or something.
Are you talking about Bloodlines? And they brought on
Yes,
Maddie from
thank
For
you,
Today? Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Great song.
that was a great song. That
I
was
saw
fire.
Bloodlines 2 years ago, I think it was. They're opening for another band in the area, and oh my goodness, that was. I've never been to a metal concert that was just all out worship, and it was so cool. Those guys, that's a metal band that I'm happy is just on the rise. Those guys are awesome. Great spirit-filled hardcore stuff.
Oh yes, I love it. I don't even think I don't. Yeah, they're not Tooth and Nail. I think they're Face Down Records or
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
Yes, but still, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
great band.
Oh yeah.
So what? Shifting back a little bit to your Instagram page, I guess. What, like, next 5 years or so? I mean, obviously, you said you just had a kid, so you really probably don't know what next 5 years looks like at this point.
Yeah.
But what, in your head anyway, if everything goes exactly to plan, what do you think the next 5 years for the Instagram page looks like? Are you going to maybe shift to more, not just Tooth and Nail, but maybe more, just in general, more Christian music stuff, outside of like CCM, like obviously that more Christian metalcore and everything like that from other labels, or are you going to keep it strictly Tooth and Nail?
Yeah. I don't know. I want to try to keep it tooth and nail. I think it lightens the load on me when I'm sticking to just these bands. So that makes sense, which is still a lot of bands. Like, oh, let me add Face Down in there or something. It's like, holy crap. Like I had somebody ask me if I was going to do BEC because they're part of Tooth and Nail. I'm like, yeah, but man, that's so much more I got to keep up on. And yeah, I'd like to keep it Tooth and Nail and Solid State stuff. But I'm kind of reaching a point where, like, as we were getting ready to have our kid, I was like, okay, I need to start prepping stuff. So it's like I'm trying to get everything in like a template kind of form where I just plug in what my post is going to be and I share it. So I'm hoping to kind of keep some longevity that way with original content, but it's still easy for me to make. That way I don't feel too burnt out, which is kind of, I think my fear is that I'm going to get burnt out one day. But I've also had so many great experiences. I've got to meet some awesome people, and I think it kind of keeps me from getting burnt out because I know I'm doing it for something. Are you familiar with the band Morella's Forest? They're on Tooth and Nail in the 90s.
That name sounds very familiar. I can't recall that I've ever listened to them, but that name sounds very familiar.
Well, their bassist, I got connected with him pretty early on in doing the page, and him and I've become really good friends. And because of that, they are re-releasing their first EPs, and I got to redo all the artwork for them and all this awesome stuff. Ooh. And so I've gotten to God has really blessed me with some really awesome opportunities and getting to talk to people. And it definitely keeps me from getting burnout, is getting to get these opportunities. So yeah, I guess that kind of answers the question. I don't know where it's going to be, but I'm hoping to continue to just keep on doing it and not get burnout and keep getting these awesome opportunities with artists that I've looked up to for years.
I got you. So have you actually connected with like actual like Tooth and Nail record execs at all? Like anybody at the actual label aside from like who you just said, which was in one of the bands from early on?
So Brandon Ebel, who owns the label, I've never talked to him at all, but he follows the page. He seems supportive. He commented one time on one of my posts on Facebook, and it was I had put 2 Zayo albums, and he said it was Blood and Fire and Liberate, and he commented Blood and Fire. It is said, it is done. And I was like, the one time he comments, sure, I'll let him claim the album victory on that one. So that's been cool, and I've heard that Jason from Unoriginal Vinyl told me that he's talked to him a little bit about it, and he seems pretty cool about it. But then I've gotten to talk to Jim Worthen, which I can't remember his exact position at the label, but I would pretty much call him Brandon's right-hand man. And he's expressed a lot of love for the page. He's helped me kind of just get things right with the page, make sure I don't cross any lines, like using too much copyrighted stuff or stuff like that. And so he's super cool. But yeah, those are the only 2 people I know that like I've had interaction with of some sort that follow. But it's just cool to know that I have support from the label in that way.
I got you. Wow. Sweet. Well, man, I don't really know that there's a lot more questions I could ask you. I mean, unless you want to just sit here and talk about music for like maybe 9-10 more minutes.
I love talking about music, so sure.
Okay. So let's talk secular bands. You listen to a lot of, I mean, obviously you listen to a lot of Christian music, I'm certain. But as far as secular music goes, do you listen to a lot of secular music too, or is it mostly just Christian music?
Mostly Christian. That's just that's kind of how I was raised. It's like, oh, I don't listen to much secular. I have some bands that maybe cross over into that gray area in between. I'm a big fan of like Sunny Day Real Estate, which the vocalist is a Christian now, and yeah. So I have some bands that kind of sit in that gray area, but I listen to generally just Christian music.
I got you.
For the most part.
I got you. See, it's interesting because you kind of have the opposite upbringing that I had. Not that, like my parents wouldn't go to church, right, or anything like that. I actually grew up going to church, but I wasn't necessarily a believer until I was like a teenager and had already like developed a taste in music, and so like really, my faith had really zero impact on the foundation of my musical taste. So when I really started taking it seriously, he was like, okay, so do I like just not have any music to listen to now, or do I like and it's like, okay, so what do I do now? And then it was just like, all right, I guess let me see what I can find here. So like literally I would sit there and just search like Christian bands like My Chemical Romance, like and and it's just like you got to go down the rabbit hole, and it's just so crazy to see how deep the rabbit hole can really go. Because like I would have no idea that Christian rock. I had to learn this a long time ago. That Christian rock started in like the 70s. Like, I would have no clue. I'd be like, you mean there was something before Skillet? What? Pause? Huh? What do you mean? Striper? What's a striper? And so, yeah, it's just crazy. Music, like just to look at how everything kind of like has transpired is just crazy. And it's funny because it's interesting to see, to watch like the development of the Christian music industry over the last couple of decades. And it's almost like a big horseshoe. Like we started with like these really cool bands in like the early 2000s, right? And everything was going great. And then everything really shifted to like this like pop type music that we have now. But then you look and you see all these younger folks who are doing these new bands that are drawing from the old bands.
Yeah.
They're themselves drawing from bands older than them. And it's just like, it's just a big cycle. And it's great to see it. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I need some new bands to listen to, but like,
yeah, no, that's, I'm really happy to see that there's more of a shift towards doing original music, because there was just so much of the, again, no hate on CCM, but a lot of that was getting old. So it's nice to see even CCM artists that are doing something original. Um,
Right.
there's a band called Strings and Heart that I would probably put them more in the CCM. They're one of the bands I saw last year that festival, and oh my goodness, those guys were awesome. They've got this like surf rock kind of thing going on,
Hmm.
and this stage was crowded with all these. I mean, probably teenager to young adult age people just surrounding the stage watching it was so cool. It was like, oh my goodness, this band is gonna like do something big. Like they better. And then this year they're playing the festival and they're playing the main stage this year. I was like, thank goodness, like they deserve it. That's awesome.
Nice.
Um, are you familiar with Gable Price and Friends? Current
Yes,
Christian
I
artists?
love
Oh my goodness,
love Gable Price.
good stuff. Love that music. He does
I don't even
such
remember
awesome.
how I found them. I think maybe that was like a YouTube recommended thing, and I clicked on one of their videos, and it was just like,
I
oh,
think that's how I
hey.
found him. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's his stuff is so good. Love Gable Price and Friends.
So I tell you, I've been into, and this is like totally left field. I've been into getting into a lot of the more folksy kind of Christian music,
Yeah.
like kind of like think what is the guy from like New England, Noah Khan, but Christian. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And like for example, Jimmy Clifton.
Oh, he's awesome. I love Jimmy
Oh,
Clifton.
I love him. He's just raw. Like every song he does
Oh
is
yeah,
just
yeah,
raw. And it's
yeah,
like good. That's what we need. I mean, like there's no reason to be like watered down with it. Like be honest about it,
yeah.
right?
Oh, he's so honest with his music. I love that.
Oh yes. And then there's another one whose name escapes me right now. Haddon. 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 He's
Yeah, I'm
he's
not sure
another
I'm
good
familiar with
one.
that one.
Him and Jimmy Clifton. I don't know if they know each other or if they just happen to have connections to each other through the industry, but
Yeah. Hmm.
they've done a couple songs together. He's also very raw with his music. Just honestly, at this point, I really don't care the genre anymore. I'll take anything that is like just honest and it's
Yeah.
not just like, oh, it's so great to be here and
Yeah.
we're just gonna sing about all these good things that happened and just act like life is forever the best thing. It's just it's just
Yeah.
like, just be honest for 5 minutes. Like there's no way your life is going perfect all the time, constantly 24/7.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I totally get the whole, you got to praise God through everything, but also be honest with yourself and just, write music that also reflects I'm still praising God, but I'm also having a rough time. My band or my wife is a big fan of the band Rand Collective. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I've
They're
heard of
an
them. I don't.
Irish folkish Christian band. Um, I think they do a good job of blending that. A lot of their stuff is more praise, but it's
Mhm.
also they have some of that honest stuff in there. I think it's really good. I was not into like folk southern stuff, and then I got married, and that all went out the window because now I listen to it all the time, and I'm into that stuff now. So
I got you. So now where are you at? Like what state are you in? Are
I'm in
you
Ohio.
okay? Yeah, you said that earlier. I don't know why I asked that. I know you said that earlier. I'm sure you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're
Yeah,
good.
I
You're
could
good.
understand.
Yeah,
I can understand then you not being into like the whole folksy southern
yeah,
style of music. Yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. Um and see, I just kind of grew up in the South, so I just kind of grew up around it.
yeah,
So it's kind
yeah,
of like the only problem is I grew up around the music where it's not really talking about Jesus and faith. It's more like I'm sad, so now I'm going to go to the bar, and it's
yeah, yeah.
but
That's and we live in a area where I'd say country music is probably the most prominent. So I'm kind of
really
around it, but I don't enjoy country. I live in Amish country,
ah
um, so it's kind of we got some hillbillies and rednecks around here from time to time, and yeah, so country music is kind of prominent, but it's also a very Christian area, which is cool. So like our county fair has had a lot of Christian artists come, like Crowder and Third Day. Was it Third Day or Casting
oh
Crowns? So stuff like that. So it's cool that this is an area that is okay with that stuff. You don't get that just anywhere.
Right.
I have a friend that came from New York and he's living here now, and he's like, it's so crazy. I drive down the road and somebody's got like a Jesus Saves sign in their yard. He's like, I would have never seen that in New York.
Yeah, probably not in New York. Especially if he means the city. Definitely not the city. More likely than not.
Yeah.
See, that's just kind of like that's just like second nature in the South. Like if you, it's
Yeah.
more weird when you don't see a Jesus Save sign in somebody's yard.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, cool. Well, I think that's pretty much all I got for you, man. I appreciate you coming on
Okay.
though.
Yeah.
For all the listeners, links will be in the description to everything. Now, do you have? I know you have the Instagram page.
Yep.
Do you have like an actual website too, or is it just the Instagram page?
I have Instagram, Facebook, and a YouTube channel.
Okay,
That's all I have as of right now. But
got you.
Instagram and Facebook are like the same thing. I like cross share the posts on there, and then YouTube I
Right.
post. I do Tooth and Nail Alumni Reacts, so I bring in band members from Tooth and Nail Alumni, and I make them listen to new school Tooth and Nail stuff and give their thoughts. So that's been a fun series to do. I'm 6 episodes in, so
Nice. Has the viewership been good on it?
it hasn't been super high, but everybody that has watched it has like loved it, and it's a good excuse for me to talk to all these musicians and hang out with them on a video call. So if the viewers aren't high on it, that's fine. I have fun doing it. So
Fair enough. Well, like I said, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come
yeah,
on.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem. And you have a great day. And to everybody listening, stay blessed. Hey, guys and gals. I just wanted to reach out to everyone and thank y'all for everything y'all do for the podcast, for liking and sharing and subscribing. Obviously, follow us on Instagram and X and Substack to keep posted with all the new things happening at the podcast. Also, just so we're clear, we drop a new episode every 2 weeks or thereabouts. So make sure you stay posted on that. Again, that's for the social media. And as I always say to everyone listening, stay blessed.